Okay, so it's been quite a while, so I think the best thing to do here is to kind of catch everybody up to our current moment, kind of with like a quick cut of the event so far, and then jump right into playing. So, first session, and start of the campaign, we kind of started with meeting each of your characters. A lot of the characters' past, catching up to them in a sense. Both Keel's literal past and history, having been found out by his current employer, Darius of the Crucible, as well as a familiar face in an unlikely place. Besides Keel, Avis approached by the brother of a dear companion that you had returned to Krasny to potentially save, snatched up and brought back to your recent employer, owner, I guess, is probably a more appropriate term, who informed you of some terrible news. Esther, in a new place in a number of ways, exploring the sounds and sights of the city before running into an old friend and kind of being brought along this strange journey so far. Laki, the lack of new customers kind of weighing heavily on you, right? Recent business has not been good, but at the very least, you had your tried and true patron who would call upon you. And last but not least, Obadiah, whose past coming back to haunt him a bit more of an ambiguous place for now. The lost memories of the events and the interest from a figure such as Darius hopefully will come with some benefit. In any case, you all convene within the office of said Darius, the first cousin to the High Ruler of Krasny, leader of the Smelters Union, also known as the Crucible. Brought together, Lucky would be called upon to give a reading of the fortune of Darius's upcoming deals and contracts. And what started relatively harmless kind of quickly turned into something else entirely. Prophetic words calling for the destruction of the city, rise of an old power, a display that set everybody there to witness it on edge and kind of lost for words. After this, things were kind of discussed amongst you, right? People had questions for each other, the group kind of had questions for itself, and what to do moving forward. Darius had an obvious interest in kind of finding out what happened with Obadiah, not entirely incensed by the prophecy because there had been many prophecies about the doom of Krasny, but because of the display of power came along with it, surely that it meant something important had happened. However, after kind of giving you, kind of bring you all together, right, transferring Obadiah from his current position, taking Avis back under the, into the fold, so to speak, and just kind of offering up for the others. Kind of after giving you this mission, I think he ultimately left how and where you approach this problem kind of entirely in your hand. It was for you to solve. And so as a group kind of decided that the best place was to start was the mine, trying to find the opening that Obadiah and his fellow miners had broken through. And then you headed all there that very evening. Thinking that whatever happened to Obadiah may have had something to do with this prophecy, right? The presence of Obadiah at both this event and then now this, prophetic moment kind of, leading a connection. And so, as you all made your way down to the mines of Krasny, Obadiah, you in particular, would see a figure far up ahead, aware of your presence, kind of looking back towards you, but rushing forward into the mine before you. And so, kind of, with that, kind of putting you all on edge just a bit, you traveled in. Thanks to Esther, able to track the direction that this figure would have gone, at least until you came to a fork in the road. The entrance that Obadiah and the group broke through in one, as well as the direction of whoever this figure was that you'd kind of been following along, heading in the other. Deciding not to get sidetracked, you continued forward on your ultimate goal, and you traveled down to the mine shaft towards the opening. They broke through. So Um, so as you travel down the mine shaft, a harrowing scream would echo through the mine itself, off of the walls. Shortly after, well, actually, sorry, that's a mistake of mine. I think initially you would have heard a kind of sound as if somebody was down here with a pickaxe of their own, right? Kind of chipping away at the walls of the mines. Something that wasn't entirely uncommon. You'd hear about it on occasion. Those found would, be essentially mercilessly executed, right? Mostly on display, just to kind of put the message out there. You do not steal from the mines of Krasny. But in any case, after hearing these sounds, figuring that the figure that traveled ahead of you had just been, another one of these thieves, I guess you could say. Shortly after that, harrowing scream, piercing and echoing off the mine walls. And then we got to the breakthrough, the opening into this secondary, basically like cavern would be the best description of it. The entranceway smaller because dwarves had been the ones to kind of break through. Wasn't made out particularly for average sized humanoids. But still, a small entranceway where where it had been blocked off, evidently kind of shattered and broken through. So, you decided to make your way forward. Avis, you stepping forward with your large tower shield, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
And kind of wedging yourself through the entranceway into this narrow area. So, as you had started to kind of make your way forward, trying to, just kind of suss out what may lie before you, you heard like sails in the wind from above, this unfurling. And as you looked up in the dark, you could see in the blackness these large wings kind of open up and a figure drop down. And that is where we pick up directly into combat. So let me go ahead and switch things up on my end really quick. Okay. Or to on my end. Perfect. So, as always, I think I'm okay with allowing specific types of roles as long as you can justify them as far as the combat goes. So this will be like the best representation I can offer you all. And yeah, we should go ahead and roll into initiative. So the way to do this, wait, am I crazy? I see 2 versions of everybody on the combat list. Am I the only one who sees that?
No, you added us all like twice.
That's it. Okay. Unselect. End encounter.
We're probably on the map twice.
Oh, you know what? It's because I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah. This.
Okay. We'll accept that.
Yeah. Let me move that real quick. Let me just make sure that everybody in the scene proper picked up. updated. Not entirely sure how. Why?
We're so back.
Exactly.
Oh no!
You did
And
it. You fucked it up. You did it, dude. Oh no.
He already jinxed us earlier.
Yeah.
Sealing the deal.
I live on the edge.
Dude. What the hell?
you fix my.
There we go. All right. Think we're good? Perfect. Okay. Sorry about that. You know, the growing pains as you get back into figuring all this stuff out. Right. As we were discussing, initiative. If you would have liked to have been, you know, as long as you can justify it, I'm okay with using whatever skill you would yeah, I did. I'll fix that. No idea why I asked that, but there you go.
You have to set the names separately.
Why
All
would
of
it-
us undermine Kilo's ownership.
Yeah, why the fuck did it do that? What the fuck is going on with it? It updated and then like something must have broke, so I don't know. Whatever. Okay. I think the system updated, so there's quite a bit new stuff added to it. Okay.
Factory issue.
Yeah, foundry. Definitely not me. I'm doing everything perfectly right now.
Definitely not a skill issue.
Absolutely. Yeah, as far as rolling for initiative, you should be able to open up your character sheet and change whichever the baseline is perception, right? If you're not doing anything special, it's just gonna be based on your perception. But if you want it to be sneaking, if you want it to be trying something, you know, any type of justification for whatever skill you'd like to use in place of basic perception. So. Okay.
You'll have to set mine manually.
Oh, what was it? Let me see.
It's after you, so I just go last. So you just have to.
Oh, you just go last. Okay.
But whatever number is last, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what the Esther roll.
As usual, Keela stands around and does nothing.
And
while
as
everyone else
usual,
works.
I have absolutely no idea where perception is to be rolled on this.
Ah,
There we
so
go.
it's yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I always look on like my
But-
the skills.
But you actually want to roll it from the encounter tab.
Yeah, I'll update it though. No.
It doesn't matter.
Initiative.
Oh my god, thank you.
Okay.
Callum,
I'm
are you
sorry.
good? Callum, are you good, or do you need someone to press a button for you?
Good already.
I've managed to roll initiative.
Great.
I don't know if it's equipped my crossbow or not, as it should have.
Taking a look. Crossbow. Two-handed. There you go.
Lovely, thank you.
All right. You're set. So I think then we are all set to go, and we shall begin. Starting here. Above you, Avis, you see this large, kind of winged creature let go of the wall and descend down upon you. Let's see. There. So, breaking away from the wall, this creature will essentially kind of use one of its actions to basically descend. Right? right down to your level. So we'll kind of move down right in front of you, and you see this creature, right?
Jeez.
And it's going to look in your direction, and okay, yeah, it's going to look down in your direction, and basically just take like a swiping tail attack in your direction, right? The whip-like tail kind of strikes down in your direction, attempting to slash you. But because of the situation you find yourself in, the tower shield in hand, it just clanks against the tower shield, you know, effectively just moved away, and it's going to spend its last action flying back up to get out of here. And it's going to go about 30 feet up in the air. So it's still here, but just up in the air. And there we go. So creature flies down, attacks Avis. Those of you in the back, you can kind of see through and get kind of like a peek at what this creature looks like as it kind of descends down this snapping whip of the tail before disappearing back up into the... So Obadiah, what are we doing?
Alright. I cannot zoom in on mobile, but it seemed to be fairly far. Can I actually see it from there?
Unfortunately, you can't. The ceiling to this is like Avis is essentially like a door with this tower shield in front of this, right? So Avis kind of blocks the way entirely. You're able to see like small, like kind of peeks through, but you're not able to see the creatures any more than that. And having kind of flown back up, it's, you know, definitely out of sight for you at this time.
Alright. I will walk up behind Avis then.
Okay.
And see if I can get a better view.
I can move you as well.
Yes, please.
No
Because
problem.
I actually can't move myself either.
Alright, so you move up here.
Yes.
You are able to move
So-
to party member's space, so long as obviously like, they give you.
Yeah. So I don't want to move past Avis's shield. I want to like stand behind it and try and peek out from behind.
Okay, absolutely, fair enough. Still have 2 actions. You're gonna like, I think you can ready an action with 2 actions, right? You spend 2 to ready a single action.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll ready a shot for when it comes back down.
Okay, yeah. Anytime a creature kind of gets on through, you'll make an aim for him. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, absolutely. So, Lucky.
Yeah, I'm not gonna crowd around there.
Fair enough.
This is a, how do I, can I ping or something?
If you just click
like
and
this-
hold.
Oh, okay, so like this is a corner, right?
Yeah, this is a corner.
Okay, so I would like to get out my or like wrap my dueling cape around my arm to gain +1 AC
Okay.
until the start of my next turn for my
Absolutely.
first action. And then could I attempt to move to this corner and just like hide and slink into the shadows?
Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely.
Okay. So do I need to roll that or?
There's not much to perceive here. I guess, yeah, I think you would just roll for like a technical, like, or no, actually, I think, in this situation it would be like you'd have a
It
natural
would just be against like the
DC.
like,
Yeah,
if the enemy's on me or whatever.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so absolutely. I mean, you slink away into that corner, right? You've got the dueling cape, everything. I will say, as you kind of move over, you look around like the room because you're essentially looking for like a corner to kind of hide into, and you notice as you look off in this direction over here, the space here from basically from here to here, looks almost like faked, like purposely, like there are stones kind of put up here. It doesn't look like it's part of the natural kind of cave wall-like exterior of the rest of the place. It looks like there was something built here on purpose.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, with that, Esther.
Oh dear. Oh, first and foremost, I shall take a singular step right over here.
Okay.
Oh dear, step. Well, just a movement. I'm not in range of anything anyway, right?
No. I mean, as far as you can tell.
All right. So, she would reach into her little basket, retrieving a small little vial, right? And she would just flick it out right at this horrid creatures over the heads of Evers and Obadiah.
Okay.
Hopefully landing. Oh, do I have to target it first?
Well, this creature is 30 feet in the air, so you don't actually see it. I mean, you've seen it like
Oh, I
float
can't
down.
see. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Technically, you just see like this passageway through, completely clogged by Obadiah and Ev.
All right. I'm very sorry.
problem.
Would you allow me to take that back in that case?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, in that case, she would do pretty much the same, but instead of equipping a vial, she would toss a couple of unusual seeds in this space, between Kiel and Zin.
Lucky.
And I would like to, Lucky, and I would like to place a protector tree right there.
Okay, absolutely. I will just do this with like this template. Wait. Maybe that's not the best one. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
It would
So-
just be a small, lovely tree with slightly unusual leaves, almost as though they have an almost bluish hue to them. Well, it would sprout forth there, carrying some berries and flowers as well.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So you get into this corner, Lucky, and then suddenly this this tree kind of bursts up through the ground, and this cave kind of starts to reach out with its branches, right? Kind of placing itself outward, covering up its area.
Great news for me.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be the end of my turn.
Perfect. Okay. So, the other creature, the same. Well, so at this point, I would say you have your opportunity here, Obadiah, as the creature descends down and is momentarily in view. It would be this one in particular.
Wait. Can
Let's see.
I think I have it targeted. Let me do my strike.
Okay. So comes down. Yeah, absolutely. So you are able to go ahead and roll damage, or if you need me to, just let me know.
I can. Okay, that's fine.
All right. So the creature descends down, and through just the tiniest of opening, we'll say like between Avis's kind of shoulder, right, and the cave wall itself, you see it in a blur. You just instinctively take the shot. The arrow pierces through, slamming into the creature as it descends down. Absolutely. So one action to move on down, and it will spend its second action. Let's. Okay. So, creature's going to let out an supersonic moan. And in this case, from where it is going to be, I think, just, let me see, sorry. Okay, so Keel unfortunately gets hit, but not. Okay, so Lockie and is Esther? Okay. So Lockie and Esther are out, but I need Keel, Obadiah, and Aphis to make me a will save. DC of 20 is what you're trying to beat here. Oh man.
Keel, I feel you.
Yeah.
Weak willed Keel.
Very tough.
It is his worst save.
Doesn't say anything about there's nothing about if you critically fail it, right? So yeah.
Yes, there is. Yeah, for the fear effect.
Oh yeah, but this is it's going for the nausea one here. On a critical failure. Okay, so yeah, so it'll just be the straight nausea effect. So rough as in this case, failing by 10 also is a critical failure. But in any case, Avis, you and Keel are hit with this sudden overwhelming nausea effect, so much so that your vision kind of blurs momentarily as this creature kind of descends down and opens up its wings before you, and as it does so, your vision, everything around you starts to spin, and you find yourself knocked to the ground as the kind of world comes up from underneath you and drops you down, and you are sickened as well. Obadiah, you feel this effect as it breaks through, but the constitution of a dwarf maybe really kind of helps save you here, as despite the sound and the overwhelming nauseous feeling that is tied to it, or I guess it doesn't have a sound, but either way, you are able to push through, and yeah, perfect. All right, so Avis.
Avis would like to try to break through the nausea before getting up.
Okay, so
The fortitude save.
yeah, so the effect of sicken, just so everybody's aware, you take a status penalty equal to this value on all your checks and DCs. You can't willingly ingest anything, which means potions, elixirs, whatever else. You can spend a single action retching in an attempt to recover, which lets you immediately make a fortitude save against the DC of the effect that made you sick in the first place. So you'd be looking to be the DC 20. And on a success, you reduce your sicken value by 1, critical by 2. You are currently sicken 2.
You shall do that.
Okay. Alright. Quick
That is
fortitude
enough.
save.
She'll get up regardless.
Alright, so one action retching, which as much as you try to force something out, it's just, unfortunately, it's not enough. You still feel that sickened effect, but determined to get back to your feet. You spend an action standing up.
Yeah,
No longer prone.
do that and try to get the shield back up,
Fair enough.
given 2 of them, depending on the party, doesn't seem like a great time.
Fair enough. Okay. So you're gonna spend your last action raising your shield, right? Kind
Yep.
of bringing it back. Okay, perfect. Then I won't take it away. We'll leave it as is. Okay. All right. Keel.
Yeah, this is very easy. Stand up, vomit, and then parry.
So stand on up. We'll go and remove one action for reducing the prone.
Our fortitude save.
Oof.
Poorly.
You try to vomit, and the same. It's just nothing but dry heaves. It's nothing. Escape you. So.
Remove the old one.
Okay, perfect. So, stand back up, and look to dueling parry. Correct.
Yep.
All right. So we're back around. I think that's all 3 actions. Right?
Hey, at least it can't happen again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Temporarily. Okay. Is it? I don't want to rules lore in the middle of this. Is it temporarily immune to each effect, or is it the whole thing?
It's immune to the moan.
The moan entirely. Okay, so the fear, nausea, everything, right? Okay, so I'll take it as is. I think that's the way it's meant to be too, but I was just double check. So this creature kind of looking to take advantage of your current state will spend the necessary movement to fly back down. As it does so, right in front of you, it's going to again kind of take a actually this time it'll take a bite as the wings kind of descend down. You see this large mouth kind of open, and it looks to snatch them around you. So we'll see. They are able to. Absolutely not. So the tower shield coming in great hand here. And I think as it descends down, yeah, it'll probably do its last action, which is envelop. So it's going to make an attack roll with a specific bonus against your reflex DC, and look to cover you up. Your DC would be 10 plus whatever your reflex
That'll
DC.
be a no.
So it's looking. Is that the case, right? It's 10 plus whatever the bonus you have.
Yeah, that's the DC.
Okay. All right. Well then, yeah. So it reaches down and it basically just wraps these large black wings all around you. And it will have you restrained in a moment. I think still with your shield and everything, right? Like, I'm not sure if it's raised. It doesn't matter. But
It is raised, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not sure if it's raised
You're
in
still-
there.
yeah, still raised, just now kind of feeling the crushing effect as the wings kind of pull you in closer. Obadiah.
I will reload. Okay, so with the thing enveloping Avis, would I be able to hit it melee?
Yeah, so attacks that hit an
Exactly.
enveloping cloaker do half their damage to the cloaker and half to the trapped victim. So you can hit it. but you'll
Fine.
be risking doing a bit of damage to your companion so far.
Okay. How well can I see the other one?
The other one, I'm gonna say yeah, fairly well enough, right? There's still opportunities to kind of peek through, so if you're not wanting to go after the one that it currently has Avis kind of wrapped up, you can still certainly get a shot off at the other one.
Can I try to help Avis escape instead of attacking it? Like try and pull its wings apart.
Let me see.
I actually don't know what the rules, if any, for that would be.
I think you can actually interesting. Yeah, I'm actually looking this up because I've actually never seen this before. Yeah, you could shove the creature, like essentially we'll say it's like a shove thing. So essentially what you're looking to do here, let's see, the shove action, you make an athletics against the fortitude DC, and I think in this case it would, instead of being the fortitude DC, yeah, we'll say that's what it is. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so I can shove it.
Yeah. So just make an athletics check, and I think you're attempting to beat a, what would this be? I'm gonna say, since the bonus to hitting it is, we'll say it's 14. I'm just gonna go with the whatever the bonus to the attack roll is, because it's more like you're attacking the effect rather than the creature. I don't know. It makes sense in my head, but I could be crazy here.
Okay. Is that printed?
Push
Okay.
forward, clearing space. So you make an athletics check to shove an opponent with your reach using your weapon. Then interact to reload. For this shove, you don't need a freehand. Okay. Weapons item bonus on attack roll. I don't know if it has an item bonus specifically.
Yeah, I don't know if my crossbow has an item bonus, but
Yeah, it doesn't. So this will just be like a straight athletics check. Yeah. This would be like if you had like a +1, I think, or the equivalent, right?
okay.
+2 weapon, +3. Wow, very nice.
Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing the creature kind of restrain and grab a hold of Avis, you're not allowing that to happen. So you step forward, and I guess clear a path. The way you do this, you've got the crossbow, and so I guess instead of reloading your previous action, you're just going to use clear path as the one action.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
Perfect. Yeah. So just as quickly as you were grabbed, Avis, it seems that Obadiah has kind of used the crossbow to kind of break the creature's hold onto you. Perfect.
Let's go.
Good shit.
So now I'll shoot the fucker. I think I've got it selected. Actually, I think I've done that with the wrong map. Because the athletics check counts as a strike.
It does. So you
So
would have...
still counts towards your multiple attack penalty and further attacks. So I have a -5 on that technically.
-5, which is unfortunately one
One
in
below.
the wrong direction. So you get the creature off, and you you go ahead and unleash the arrow. Like, you're kind of doing both at the same time, but the creature kind of reacts quickly enough. Like, it unfurls itself, it releases the grip onto Avis and kind of, you know, floats. Maybe not floats, kind of like hovers back momentarily. And as it does so, it all happens so quick. And so even as you release the bolt at the same time, it just narrowly avoids catching the creature. Hey, I appreciate the honesty, man. Because I didn't even catch it.
No, I just clicked it before even thinking about it. As my last action, I'll reload again.
Reloading. Okay. Lucky.
I'm gonna do the only ranged thing I have. So I'm gonna move over here. It'll be 15 feet because I have to go around this thing. But
No, you can go through the tree.
Yeah,
I can go through the tree?
it's technically like it's a. If it's on your side.
Well, either way.
No, it says the tree is not large enough to impede movement through its square.
Ah, there you go.
Either way, I'm just moving to there. Actually, wait. Will I be able to see them from here? Can I see? I can see the
Yeah.
because it's on. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, you're just kind of.
And I'm just going to use my Daze cantrip, which is like a mental thing. So I'm looking at this thing enveloping Avis, and I'm just gonna try and shock its mind a little bit. So it needs to make a 18 will save.
Perfect.
Do I need to like target this or anything?
Yeah. So the way
chat works.
it'd make it easier, but I think you just target by control clicking or shift click.
Okay.
Shift clicking.
Click.
Alt clicking. Sorry. My bad.
Okay, so it's targeted, and now I just click on Daze. Cast.
There you go. Yeah. So I can go ahead and beat. So it needs to beat an 18 here. Doesn't. Unfortunately, but it's a basic, so it'll still take half of this damage. So you want to roll the damage?
How do I roll a d6?
Oh, well, you don't see just roll damage in the bar, in the like chat bar where it says days.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Because it's
So 2.
what? Absolutely.
Because it is halved, right?
Yeah.
Right. And that was all 3 of my actions.
Yeah, but is it not heightened? Oh, it's heightened plus
no,
1. Sorry,
that's
heightened plus
if,
2.
That's if I heightened it.
Yeah. Right.
I don't even think I have the ability to.
Well, no, cantrips heighten automatically depending on your level, but in this case.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So yeah, well, it'd be plus 2.
Yeah.
Which I don't.
6. I'll just make. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you move over and you attempt to daze the creature. It doesn't seem like the mental effects land, but there is still some obvious kind of reaction from the creature. So. Esther. Wait. What?
Oops. Sorry, I clicked
Okay.
on my turn. I guess at the same time you switched.
All right. So Esther, what do we do?
So, do I have a clear line of sight on these creatures by now?
Yeah, I would say by now you do. They're still floating basically right there. The way to hit them isn't the clearest, but I'm not applying any negative. No.
Alright then. Returning to what I tried at first. She's going to yell out something like, "You Vile spirits! And I'm going to toss that little bit of ink right out of that vial on the one I'll target. Hang on, there we go.
Okay. Cool. So, 18. So you're trying to ink shot this, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, just narrowly misses. So you throw the vial and it does pass through the opening, and it even for a moment looks like it may hit the creature, but then continues on beyond it, smashing into the ground behind, the clinking of the glass shattering.
Sorry, Avis. And I would like to move myself over here. That's still within my...
Yeah,
Yeah, it only
absolutely.
takes one of those points to walk around, right?
Yeah. So 2 for the ink shot and 1 to move. Absolutely. Okay. Perfect. So the other creature, this creature is going to fly off from where it is now. Going to, for all you can tell, it's going to head down this open passageway beyond. So it's one action. And okay. So the other creature's essentially just flown and gotten the fuck out of there. So right now, in front of you, Avis, there's only just this one creature. This one remaining.
I will share that information with the party in case it shows up somewhere. Which I'm sure would never happen.
No, it's gone, dude.
Is
Yeah.
yeah,
looked like-
totally.
It looked like it fled in a panic. Just quickly, just immediately flying.
Nice. Is the one that remains within range?
Yeah, absolutely, right in front of
In that case, I would like to trip it.
you. Okay.
Try to wrap my flail around the claw or whatever and just yank it down.
Absolutely.
Can I just... Is this an aesthetics thing or do I make an attack?
Typically
It's
there's
athletics and it counts as an attack.
Yeah, cool.
With
Yeah.
MAP.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you're trying to beat, I think, the reflex of the creature with the trip.
Yep, reflex DC.
Yeah. So you're looking to beat a. Absolutely. So the creature is trip, which I believe is
It's just
prone, right?
Yep. If it's just a success, it's prone. If it's a critical success, it takes damage.
Single success. So yeah, you wrap the flail around the creature and just yank it down to the ground, right? And it kind of slams against the stone floor of this cavern.
Make yourself useful, Keel. I'll take an attack myself and then raise my shield again.
Yes. you say as he spends,
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna spend 2 actions vomiting and then parrying again.
I feel you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the sickened state has really kind of, done a number on you. So as you kind of swing the flail and look to bring it down upon the creature, as the flail spins, so does your head, right? Like, oof. And so you bring it down. The creature's still flattened out against the ground before you, but the flail just slams down into hard stone. And then you right yourself and bring the shield back up. Correct? Alright. So, Keel.
Great. Let's try this work. Save another time.
God damn
Not
it, Keel. We can't
Okay.
win today.
I can try again. I still have to succeed like either 2 times or critically, which sucks.
I got this.
It's tough.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Great. Good. All right.
You're
Cool.
getting
And then
better, though.
I'll
It's good. The
parry.
numbers are going up. Next one.
That's your
Shirley.
highest roll of the session.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Keel's just leaning against this fucking tree.
Yeah. Trying your
Good
best.
thing this tree came out for support, so you could vomit all over it.
Fair
He's like, thank fuck it's dark in here.
Yeah, that's
I can see everything.
This is such a bad day for him. Jesus.
It's rough. Okay. So with that, we're back around. The creature will spend a turn standing up. Right, kind of shaking off, having been ripped to the ground. So it will stand upright. And it'll kind of angrily spin and look to whip its tail into your direction. Oof. You have your shield up, so are you looking to soak some of the damage?
Yeah, please.
Fair enough.
I'd like to use my ship blocker action there.
Oh yeah, actually I'll do this here. So it's raised. And there we go. I'll roll the damage. Okay. And so you block this, right?
Yeah.
And then okay, so your damage is shield for so you have so you have the tower shield. Using it to block this, okay, yeah, you're able to take some of the brunt of the damage, but in your hand, I don't think the tower shield doesn't like break outright, but it is broken effectively to the point where you can't use it the way you would, right? Can't use it to block anymore. Like, it's effectively broken. You need to take some time with it to kind of fix it, patch it back up. But it did, soak some of this damage, as you've only taken just a bit as the tail kind of broke through, splintering maybe some of the wood of the tower shield, kind of reaching through and slashing back out. With that, the creature's final action will be to it's just moving. It's not gonna fly up, so it's just gonna move back essentially. Oh, but
alright. So it's trying to flee, right?
It's moving away,
Okay.
but whether that's inviting you in or rushing away, it's up to you to assess.
I will take a pot shot at it.
Okay, absolutely. Fair enough. Absolutely that hits.
Nice. And I will... Well, damage. So this, I actually forgot about it last time as well. It's +1 from singular expertise, so that's 5 damage.
Okay. Let me add one more. There we go. Perfect.
And I will reload and then pass my last action.
Okay, reload and pass the last action. Lock.
Is this thing flown up a bit at all, or it's just?
No,
flying
no,
away?
it's still right there. Yeah, it's still right
Okay.
there.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I did last time and try and get into its head and do my daze again.
Alright, so has to beat this. Pretty decent at it. Yeah, though still the damage does hit. Half that will count. I think it's.
So do I just click half on here?
No, the creature. I have to click half to make sure they take it.
Oh,
There you go.
indeed.
Alright.
At least I'm doing more than Keel.
What was it?
Fair enough, fair enough.
That's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you can see, he's trying very hard to pretend like he's just vibing.
Absolutely. Okay.
It's
He
not
wants
working.
to be vomiting, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
so, is that all your actions?
Yep. Well, that's two, but I don't really
True.
want to move away, and I don't have anything else yet. So
Fair enough.
I mean, I might as well just pull up my dueling cape and get a +1 AC.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll do that.
Just in case. Perfect. So, up next, Esther.
Yes, indeed. I shall take a couple of steps over here. And laying my eyes on Eris, I shall yell from behind. Oh dear, Eris, go ahead and breathe in, yes? and as I do, she's going to toss like a bunch of pollen floating slowly towards you. And should you inhale them, you should find that they're filling you with an unusually pleasant energy.
Okay.
Given Avis is still actively dry heaving through the sickness, she absolutely is.
Fair enough.
I'm not even sure she hears Esther, but she is.
Okay. Apply healing. There you go. Okay. So yeah, you start to feel a bit alleviated. The sickened feeling stays, unfortunately, but the attack that this creature made against you broke through your shield itself. Is less bothersome. Okay. So I believe you. So you moved in. That was your life. Okay. All right. Lucky, Esther, Keel. From in the room, in the kind of small chamber that you're in, that space over here, the stones kind of build up in like this faux wall, start to rumble and shake.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna make I think general. Yeah, we'll see. Let me see. I'll make some check. Okay, so you hear this kind of slamming effect, kind of echoes out, but the wall still holds. Same for the second. The stones that are built up here kind of shift just a little bit, but nothing impressive. And then finally, with the last one, this area through the wall that was barely held a moment ago crashes down as the massive creature kind of makes its way in. And it used all actions to do that, so it can no longer do it. Oh. Yeah. All right. Avis.
You know what? This whole tripping thing worked great. Except that we couldn't follow up on it, but we'll try the same thing again. She'll take a step forward to move into range and trip it again.
Okay.
Ideally. Not bad.
That absolutely brings the creature back down prone. You rip it down out of the, out of kind of hovering in the air, not necessarily on the ground, but anyways, and you flatten it out before you.
Yeah, given we just took a pretty beefy hit, we'll learn from our past mistakes and get the shield back up.
The shield is unaffected. It's broken.
Right.
Yeah. Not like broken for good, not like destroyed, but you'll have to take an action. I think like if you have a specific feat, you can take an action in combat, but if not, it has to wait till out of combat.
Alright. Can I discard the shield, let it go, and draw another weapon instead?
Yeah, absolutely.
In that case, I would like to draw my gush to somewhat bottom easy.
Okay, absolutely. So you've got the flail and the main goth, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay. So trip it. It's free to drop the shield, so just an action to draw the main gosh.
Yep.
You have one more.
And I also moved.
Oh, and you moved, right. Alright. Perfect. Keel. Attempting to dry heave, right? Up against the
one more
tree.
time. One more time.
And then you see this creature burst through. Finally!
Okay, and I'm just sticking one.
Just sticking one.
Alright, and you know what? That's
Yeah, you finally, I don't know, what does Keel eat, right?
yeah, he's just gonna pretend he's fine after this.
Absolutely.
And screw it, I'll dive right in. Why not? Action to move. Go with the finisher.
Okay. Oh my
Perfect.
god. There you go, dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh
go.
my goodness.
Hell yeah.
So, you
Sorry.
finally...
The vengeance.
Yeah,
Like,
you finally
5
get
minutes throwing up in the corner, and then he's like, fucking, just goes for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is, you step forward to the creature and just, pierce directly through. The sickness, everything, right? The everything we were feeling coming up, right? Kind of clearing your head finally with that, just that bit. You're still a bit sickened, but the spinning of the head and the vomiting feeling leaves you just long enough to just perfectly pinpoint a strike on this creature, just stabbing straight through it. And as you pull the blade back, you can see the creature's in a very bad state.
That's all my actions.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, this creature will spend an action standing up, right? Pulling itself up as high as it can, and having been ripped down to the ground a couple of times, you stepped forward, so it's going to, I think it's gonna attempt to envelop you again. I think it actually has to. Actually, I think it has to move one action closer and then envelop you. That's not meant to be private. Sorry. I will. Everybody. I think it's against the. It's not against the saving throw. It's against the DC. So, I think 10. So I think it. Unfortunately, it just beats DC, and so it does restrain you. So yeah, again, this creature just rushes forward, wrapping itself around you. So one action to move forward, one action to envelop, and the final action is to move and It can't
I
fly
believe-
with you, but it can move with you.
I believe
so-
it needed to stand up first.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. So, this is the final action. Thank you for catching.
Saving my life with rules lowering.
Absolutely. Hey, that's the only way to
Good.
live. It's the only way
It
to
worked
live.
for me and Milk that one game.
Yeah, it works for a lot of people. So, all right. Obadiah. This creature yet again has Avis fully within their grasp.
Yeah, it's trying its antics again. I'm gonna step up and shove it again. If I could be moved up next to it, it would be nice.
Oh, yeah. You mean like right up next to it like that?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's perfect. And skills, athletics. So
Okay. In this case. Oh yeah, we decided it would just be against the 14, so yeah. It's enough to have as you're having a strange time as this creature continues to wrap itself around you and then immediately get broken up. But Obadiah stays by your side yet again, removing the creature from its grasp a hold of.
And as my last action, I will parry with my crossbow.
Okay.
So I gain a +2 to AC.
Absolutely. Sorry. Lock.
Okay. I'm gonna move up next to Keel. Hello.
Hello.
And then I'm going to use a feint against this creature. So the same thing, I target it and then click feint.
Yeah. Should be automatic, I think.
Feint.
Yeah, if you just click deception here, like in the chat. This way it'll automatically check it against their perception. Yeah, so you succeed.
So it's currently off guard then, right?
For
Indeed,
you,
it is.
yep.
For me, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
for you.
So I'm going to use my last action to strike it.
Perfect. Feint is it does not take.
Oh.
Definitely hit.
Alright. Damage. Oh, and sneak attack is at that. That's great.
Nice. All right. So
That's me.
very nice. This creature looks in extremely terrible state now. Completely the strike from Keel at first, but you're just you're just adding into the damage, right? As you it's a short sword, so as you slash across, or either way, stab into the creature, slash across it in any case. It looks extremely beaten up at this time. All right, Esther.
Mm-hmm. Oh dear. Well, first of all, Esther is going to start waving her arms dramatically, seeing this creature bursting through the wall. And she is going to... You know what? Yes. She's going to yell out the same thing as before, but to everyone. Everyone, it's time for a deep breath right now. And she's going to toss this highly aromatic pollen all across this room, just so it goes everywhere. It's a big heal for everyone right here.
To be clear, this counts for all living creatures. You do not.
Well.
Oh.
Well, Damn it! I did not see they have noses.
Okay.
That shall be my turn.
Yeah, so it count for
Wait,
everybody.
okay.
Oh yeah, roll the healing. In the bar. It'll count for everybody.
Well, it does say willing living creature, right?
I'm pretty sure it's willing.
It seems very willing to me.
Yeah. Considering the situation then. Rose, if you want to roll the healing.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Everybody
That's,
gets 3.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. I think that was needed. And then,
I think that's it.
well, the creatures themselves.
And the creatures.
Nice. Love it.
And it's fine. Great.
Perfect. All right, nice. In any case, this creature is going to whine and kind of squeal at a high pitch, and it is going to essentially just rocket off, like flying, at full speed. I'm gonna say that any of you, even passively, can see that this creature is like, running away, and it is actually going to. It can do 30 feet of flying per turn. So it's gonna, go, unless somebody hits it on the way out, which I'm not sure anybody has the ability to, at least within this space over here. It's basically gonna use 90 feet of movement to fly out, essentially out of this cave, or at least out of this part of the cave, fleeing from the fight. So does anybody have anything that would allow them to attack it as it leaves?
Nope.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll just move
Put
over
it-
here, and I think I'll remove it from combat. I'm not sure if anybody will be able to catch up. You'd have to do it theater of the mind, obviously, and you'd have to spend the turns immediately. So I guess if you're gonna chase after it, just let me know. But for now, it seems to be gone. Okay, and Avi.
Yeah, hang on, I'm probably dealing with a spider. Actual horror scenario. I would like to shove the creature away from us. To raise my dagger to parry and also try to get rid of the disease.
Perfect. Okay. So go ahead and make a shove. Just athletics.
Aesthetics, yeah?
Yep. I would say, I believe that is enough, if I'm not mistaken. It's athletics against fortitude, I believe. Yeah. What does shove allow you to do?
It shoves him back 5 feet.
5 feet. Okay. Yeah. So you just, shove back. Give yourself some breathing
Cool.
room.
No, I don't want to move. I just want to raise my dagger and try to wrench the sickness away. What is that? Is that also fortitude save?
Yes, the fortitude save to wrench the sickness. Looking to beat a 20.
That's gonna be enough.
Fortune.
One day.
Indeed. And you're looking to parry with the dagger?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, Keel.
Yeah, we are going to around the corner here.
Alright, around the corner. Indeed. So you step
Try
your
to
way
throw up
through.
again.
Yeah.
Out of line of sight of
Unfortunately.
fail, of course. And I'll
dueling pair. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so you move down the opening, right, into the new space. I want to say, from the area that you're in, I mean, you hear the fighting still, right? So you know that the creature is off in the darkness. It's going to be on a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. So what's your turn? All right, this creature. Yeah, I think at this point, this has all been a bit stubborn, this creature, so it's gonna fly. It's gonna fly about 30 feet up, 30 feet across, so 2 actions, so 1 action to go 30 feet up, another action to go 30 feet over, and then a final action to disappear beyond. Okay. We'll stay in. I mean, it's effectively run away, so. Here's what it will do. If it's trying to run away, right? Trying to escape, essentially trying to get out of here. I'll let those who are within line of sight of it, so Esther, Avis, and Obadiah, get like a single action attempt at it, if you would like, as it seems to just disappear off into the cave.
I'll pass.
Pass. Okay. Obadiah.
I'll take a last shot
Okay.
into his back, make sure it doesn't come back.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll bring it back over for the sake of just giving you some target. And yeah, go ahead and make a shot.
Go strikes.
Definitely hit.
And damage +1 not applying again for some reason. So
6 total. Yeah, that's more than enough. I have to do it manually just to make sure I get the +1. But yeah, as it flies away, the single bolt rips into it, and again that like same kind of whining, high pitch sound. It'll make it as it kind of flies out and beyond. And I guess Esther, you had line of sight. You would want to.
No, thank you.
Nothing? Okay, alright. Then go ahead and end this encounter. Sorry. A strange encounter with these cave creatures. Ultimately though, both of them having rushed away in self-defense. So, what are we all doing?
Feel's gonna throw up again before anyone comes around the corner.
Yeah, absolutely.
I owe you one, Obadiah. I think she's
Damn it.
also going to throw up again.
Yeah, I'll say, since we're out of combat, right?
We can just keep doing it
Take
until we're
about,
fine.
yeah, I'll say like you take about, 5 minutes, right? Like a quick breather. You shove your finger down your throat, right? Like, you force it to happen. And so I'll say that you both are able to remove the sickened effect as you force yourself to vomit enough that the haziness, strange effect on your mind kind of finally moves away and you are no longer sick. What's everybody doing?
Coming back very casually, like nothing.
I'd like to repair
Fine.
my shield.
Oh, right, yeah. I won't have you roll anything for the shield either. I'll just say
It
that.
just takes a minute.
Yeah, it takes a minute or so. Is there an effect on it that has broken for now?
See, this is
Yeah,
why
you have
forests are
to-
better than caves.
As long as you have a repair kit, you set the DC, but it's usually the same DC to repair as it is to craft an item.
Yeah,
I
it's
also have a relevant feat.
yeah, repair toolkit, and the feed is
Quick repair.
quick repair. Yeah. So, yeah, I'd It's like healing, right? Like if we're not in combat, I don't know if it's as important. Oh, whoops. Can't touch. Um. I'm just gonna ask you to repair it, but I just want it to be repaired.
You can just set the number back up. Like just do it manually.
Oh yeah. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. I think it's good now. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not. Here, you know what? I'm just gonna give you like a plus 20 circumstance modifier. And only. There you go. Perfect.
Cheers.
There we go. All right.
So is that why they closed this area off, you think?
It might be.
Is this what attacked you down here?
I have no idea.
Memory
Can I
loss.
attempt to? Yeah. Can I attempt to recall knowledge on what actually was that attacked us?
Absolutely. Sure. I would say it's probably like for you, probably like a nature check or underworld check. Actually, let's say underworld.
Okay. I was going to ask if underworld would apply.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, these creatures are not uncommon. Definitely find them in the mines. They're a source of problems. They tend to, for the most part, stick to themselves and not, just outright attack people. So this instance, maybe spooked them or something. But not uncommon. At the same time, it's doing your best to kind of relate it to this incident, this moment that you kind of had flashbacks, and now you find yourself back in the passageway through. These creatures don't feel like what it was that did whatever happened to you.
Okay. So yeah, these things don't feel familiar. I know of them, but it doesn't feel like they were related to what happened down here.
Yeah, more likely that they just kind of settled in after whatever happened.
In that case, we'll make a nice rogue out of them. Thank you.
I was gonna say, Keel, since you went down and looked kind of around the corner from over here,
Yep.
You would have seen like the remains of like a long kind of lost fire, and the kind of scorched remains behind of some type of, I don't know, maybe like someone at some time
Old camp?
yeah, like an old camp down here. Yeah, and kind of left to its own device. So just something you would have noticed. Even though this is apparently the first time kind of breaking through into this area in the first place, right? Doesn't seem like it's the first time humans have come through. And it definitely, what you saw, the old kind of camp, wasn't anything recent by any means. So, you all reconvene. I can actually kind of move you all as a group, I believe. We can kind of go like this. Everybody part of essentially the party, right?
Nice.
So I guess you would all meet back here, and in this area, this is the passageway through. Obviously, this is where the creatures kind of were. Down this path that you all can kind of see. Once you've kind of broken through this cavern, even though this goes up very high into kind of natural cave, like a ceiling, natural cave ceiling, it's very obvious this is actually kind of, this is crafted. These walls are crafted, right? It's old, very old, but this is not like a natural kind of cave that you would have broken into. You broke into something that, for whatever reason, had been covered up or closed up. So you have the path this way, down some steps, deeper into the darkness, and then you have the path this way, which from where you stand, you can kind of see the old, previously mentioned remnants of an old camp fire.
Which way now, Obadiah?
That is a great question.
At this point, this is all new for you. None of this
Yeah.
rings a bell.
Right. I don't really know where to go from here. This is all new.
Well, that thing fled over this way, so maybe we don't go in that direction.
Oh,
That
sounds
seems
like a
like
great idea.
solid reasoning.
And perhaps we should be a bit more cautious. While I do appreciate you taking the brunt of their ire, Avis, maybe making all that noise and breaking down that wood was not the best move forward.
Yeah. Then again, it wasn't exactly my choice.
Well, I believe brave behavior is always good, no? Maybe.
Bravery has its place. So does cunning.
So should we head this way then, up towards those stairs?
Yes.
Okay. So, make your way down. And yeah, again, these crafted walls, crafted stone steps, you do make your way down. And at this point, in the center of this room, there is old rotted wood. Looks like a large box, right? Almost like a chest, but a couple of sizes bigger than your average, your average like trunk type chest at the foot of the bed or something. This one is large enough to fit, 2, maybe 3 bodies stacked on top of each other. The wood itself is, definitely very deteriorated. You look inside, it is empty, and the interior down is just a flat stone. From here, there is a natural kind of opening into more cave-like structure up this way, and then there are some steps that go up beyond this way.
Decisions. Do we go with the crafted route or something that clearly has not been given as much care?
I would like to inspect the the box.
Okay.
I would like to roll crafting to see if I can determine, what it actually might be, what it might, how it's been made,
Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead and roll me a crafting check to kind of get whatever details, like who made it, right? Like what, what people may have made it, origins, etc. With a 14, and you are,
I'm expert.
Expert. Okay. Yeah, this feels very familiar. The stone, like body of this large chest, seems very familiar to you. Very yeah, it's dwarvish. But your first instinct is that this is definitely dwarvish. The wood on top, though, however, doesn't have the normal characteristics that you would come to expect. It looks more human. Right? Like it's the details inlaid, right? You'd expect that from. It's like a very simple version of the more like crafted Krasny style.
Okay, so yeah, this is clearly changed hands at some point. The main box is dwarven. However, someone seems to have put a lid on it which doesn't fit. It's not the original one.
You think they put it down here intentionally?
Yeah, it certainly looks like it was intentional. So whoever found this again has wanted to cover it up. I suggest we. Well, I want to open it.
What do you think came first, the structure or the box?
Age-old question, isn't it?
Is this relevant to our current task?
Keel, it's all
I
relevant.
mean, it might
What
be.
if the answers are inside Keel?
It
never
might
know
be
what you
if they
find in a
if
dusty
they
box.
found this and decided to hide it away here and locked it up. That's a different answer than if this is old enough for somebody to build this whole structure around it.
Yeah.
I do want to open it too.
Yeah. Let's open it.
Let's.
So you just grab it and yank it open?
Feels
Yep.
gonna turn away from this.
I tried to find out, how it might open and open it that way.
Yeah, we will put our human dwarven hands on it and very deliberately touch the very not cursed wood.
Okay.
Yes.
You swing it. It opens upwards, right? You swing it up, and the wood is barely holding on. So as you kind of tilt it up and over, it actually snaps on the opposite side and just breaks off the top of this thing entirely, just kind of going clattering to the ground, back in this direction. Kind of, shards of the wood kind of just petrifying almost, into just, into pieces. So, in the interior, much like the exterior is just completely smooth stone. Looking around inside, I'm going to say that because you two are just standing right there and you opened it, there are a number of strange runes on the interior. But you'd have to either occult or arcana or some sort to try your best to identify them, because at first glance, they don't immediately have like a knowing to you.
Okay. Can I use Crafter's Appraisal for that?
You can give it a shot. It'll be much worse, but like much tougher. But
Yeah, I mean, because Craft's appraisal lets me use crafting to identify magic on items.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Oh.
20 total. With a 12 on a cold. So for you, Avis, none of this really bears any sense of familiarity. Despite having they have a familiar sense to them, but what they mean, what they do, any of that stuff is completely lost. Obadiah, for you, because you're an expert, specifically, you can immediately tell at the very least that these are not magical runes. They are like an inscription of sorts. Less magical, more almost like protection rune, right? Very simple, very old as well. Very old. These are like, some of these are in similar case to the first dwarves of Ekros, the runes that they would have applied. And your gut instinct is that this is a protection rune over this whatever type of thing this is, to keep whatever lies within safe.
Okay. Yeah, I'd relay that to the others that this is incredibly old. This, the type of protection that was used in the days of the first dwarves. A very, very simple protection rune.
Why is it here if it's so old?
Was it here if it's empty?
One might guess that maybe this place is as old as the box. And so there's nothing else like inside it.
Well, if there's nothing to be done about it, shall we move on? I think Keel's already walked away.
Yeah, Gil's like looking down the halls and listening while you people are doing whatever.
Could
Which
I
direction?
check
Go ahead.
for...
First back this way, and then he would have wandered over here.
Okay, fair enough.
Because it wasn't that much time, so.
Yeah, Avis, what are you looking to do?
Could I check for false bottom or a hidden compartment or something in there? Given it seems reasonably empty.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say perception, I think. Or maybe thievery.
I'm so good at either.
Yeah, because there's not like search. You run your hands across the bottom, right? Seeing if if you with a little bit of push, a little bit of give, something might open itself up to you. In any case, you're gonna have to, by how tall this this kind of this container is, you almost kind of have to like rest your hips on the stone kind of edge and kind of lean yourself over in as far as you can to reach the bottom. Still though, you move your hands back and forth, and after a couple seconds you realize you're just kind of moving around us.
Nothing.
Okay. Keel, as you kind of tempted to take a look back, go to roll me a perception check as well. Sorry. 18. Yeah, another. I'm gonna say just for you because you're mostly kind of paranoid, maybe at this moment. Do you hear
At this moment.
like in the you hear like the faint end of an echo, another kind of harrowing scream from the mine around, and it seems to be back the way the other scream was. It's definitely not coming from the immediate area around you, right? It's coming from all the way behind. So you would
that blood curdling scream.
Yeah, so you check that and then head over here. And yeah, you would see at the top a stone pillar that has been should be raised to the very top, but no longer reaches that point. Looks like it's been, over time, right? Kind of disintegrated, and there's the stump essentially at one end and the same at the top of what used to be a stone pillar, kind of held up this bit of area from the bottom of the steps.
Yeah, Keel's not going to say anything just yet,
Okay.
just because the others are kind of busy. But he's going to be
Fair enough.
careful when entering rooms, examining the structural integrity.
Yeah, that doesn't. To you, that probably was a reason that that it was there at one point, right?
Yeah.
The fact that it's not is a bit concerning, but
Yeah, exactly. But
okay. So
once we get to like the edge, I'll say something probably. But
which way are you heading?
I say we move further into this structure.
I agree.
Up this way?
This was probably built with a purpose.
Yeah.
Might be worth finding out what it was.
So we'll say probably about here. You mentioned it, you right?
yeah,
All right. And stepping into
careful
the
if
room.
the ceiling's not held up correctly. Looking up now that we're kind of in here, does it look like it's gonna fall at any moment?
Roll me a perception check, maybe. Unless you have like a skill that might help. 22. I mean, everything seems pretty solid. Hard to tell though.
I'm just gonna suggest we stick to the
Stick to the what?
walls.
Oh,
With the
walls?
edges.
Okay. So can I get to
Yo,
this point?
this place is so old. What are the chances that the exact moment we step into this room, it collapses on us? It hasn't for maybe centuries. What do you think the
He's
odds are?
ignoring you. He's just ignoring you. Go ahead.
As you get to this point, and as you're saying these words out loud,
God damn it.
Lucky, you feel a shift, like a low, movement of earth, enough to scare you, I guess, right? Enough to freak you out that the ceiling is about to collapse, but maybe just old ruins settling, under the weight of the mountain above.
He doesn't say anything, but the look that he gives you, Lucky, is
I gotta just shrug a little.
What are the chances? So you make your way through, and you find yourself back at the, campsite almost. These two, this one is still structurally sound, the right one, but the left one is very much like the one that you passed, where it no longer connects to the top, but you can see where there used to be a pillar here, and the path forward down to the. So while you're here, even to passive perception, you see that there are rings of stone underneath you. In the center, certainly used to be what would have been a fire at one point. Very old, charred kind of remains just lay there. Yeah, kind of lost to time and sealed away. The stone circle is a bit weird. You're unsure if the campfire has anything to do with whatever this circle is or was, right? It almost looks like, people kind of like just would have seen this and thought, we'll just go right there in the center of whatever that circle, make a fire.
Yeah, I think Keel would kind of turn to like, so Lucky Terrace, you're cultist of sort, camp or a ritual site?
Yeah, I mean, is there something that I can check for that, I guess?
Occultism, I guess.
I prefer Lucky's just
I have fortune telling lore. Yeah,
Hmm?
well, I'm like obviously trying to BS you.
How about just before you do this? How about a little time for a breather? I just want you to smell on this beautiful flower for just a brief moment for that little bit of guidance.
All right, I'll
Absolutely.
sniff your flower.
All right.
Keel chokes a little at the comment.
So what?
Quickly regains his composure.
So what are you rolling here, specifically?
Q was asking if these circles, like, I can tell if they mean anything, like in terms of, I guess, like occultism or anything. So I just want to see if, since I guess I do have some base knowledge of like symbolism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Occultism, Arcana, whichever. If you have something.
Fortune telling lore, do you think that would be relevant? I mean, it's the same as my occultism roll, so.
Fortune telling. I would say it would affect the answer that you get, but you could roll it.
I'll do occultism.
Okay. With the +1, I assume, from guidance.
Oh yeah. From guidance.
With the 15 total. Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely in disarray, right? The stones have been kind of pushed over. Not all of them are in perfect, kind of placement, but this definitely looks like the start of a ritual type of spell, right? The outline of what would be a, like a magical ritual or spell, right? Being cast. Given the state of it, though, it's unsure if you're not gonna be able to tell if they did whatever they meant to be doing, like meant to have done, or if you're unsure of like whether or not anything actually happened here. But it absolutely looks like the setup for it.
Yeah, I'll just say, well, I mean, circles are a key symbol and factor in rituals. For instance, I gathered you all around a circle earlier this day, and we all saw how that happened. So I wouldn't touch anything there. We don't know if what they were doing actually worked or not.
As you stand in the middle.
Yeah, Keel's decidedly like stepping out of.
Yeah.
I'm exempt. Yeah. You all should be careful.
Right.
I do not feel part of this group. Whatever you did, setting yourself on fire, I have no business with. So perhaps we shouldn't put you in charge of lighting any fires around here.
Indeed.
That's true. I'll step away from the campfire.
Fair enough. All right. So,
So
go ahead.
So is there just the circles, or is the ground like also, how would you say, like depressed inside the circles?
Yeah, I mean,
Is there like a step down?
no, it's definitely not depressed. This is like all flat land.
It's all flat. Okay.
Yeah, the ground has definitely been disturbed by quite a bit. Like, you can't see, if there were any type of symbols used within the circles, right, to kind of complete a ritual, or items left behind, like candles or other kind of common ritualistic type items. None of that is found. Just the outline of the circle left.
Okay.
So, continue to press forward.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so make your way
We'll
ahead.
probably lead pace a bit
Pace a bit.
faster.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
Not out of paranoia. He's just
Absolutely.
everybody else is stopping to look at random shit.
Yeah. You're kind of
You
like.
asked me.
Yeah. It would say like Keel's like up here, right? Like already trying to go down the next step when others are just kind of getting to the bottom of these steps. Right?
Doesn't even wait for my answer.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
giving me busy
As soon
work.
as you start talking about circles, he's moving.
Yeah. So when you get here, you can feel a light breeze between the walls. There are cracks in the walls that you kind of see beyond. It looks like these are like potentially false walls of sorts on both sides. You kind of feel like a light breeze passing through. But as you get to this point, feeling the wind pass you by, looking down, you see what to you now is very obvious. Another much it's a lot more put together than the previous. This large stone ritual circle, this one that hasn't been busted down, hasn't been kind of pulled apart or left as it were. And you look down into this room, man, that's what you see in the center.
Right, Obadiah. Suppose you might find some results in standing in the center of it.
I kind of shift
Keel's
a
not
glance
gonna.
to Lackey.
Yeah, Keel's not gonna pass this point.
Okay, yeah, I'll let me
Just as a reference.
we'll move everybody where we need to, but let me go ahead and let out the party member. Okay, so feel free to place yourself as you wish in this room, as you all kind of come down the steps. As you enter the room proper, at least get to this point, wherever it may be, it is very obvious that this is a tomb of sorts, right? 4 stone, what are they called? I guess like, I want to say like casket, but there's a specific word for like the toppers, these like stone tomb toppers. I guess you could like call a coffin of sorts, but there is some information outlined on top of each one, and probably at the base, but you'd have to spend some time studying. But Keel, ever vigilant, refuses to enter the room. The rest of you have the space, and to the side you see just broken through. Had you gone the other route, maybe it would have connected through, and you would have found yourself here regardless.
Do I maybe recall any sort of ritual that might involve like tombs? Like why is there like this ritual circle or whatever this circle was used for in this tomb?
In a situation like this, yeah, right, like where you're burying, the dead to rest, essentially. We'll go with your previous role unless you want to make a new one.
That's fine.
Fine. Okay. Previous one was I think 15 total. Yeah. Sorry. So, as far as any history that is memorable to you, the use of like a ritual circle within spaces like this is very, very abnormal. And I'm going to say with a quick glance, for you at least, and probably Obadiah actually, for the two of you, it is increasingly clear that the ritual circle in the middle is more recent than whatever these tombs were, whatever these coffins or caskets, whatever you might want to call them. This
sarcophagus.
Yeah, sarcophagus. Yeah, there you go. Whatever this is, whatever this ritual circle is about, whatever it's for, seems to be completely out of place here.
Would I maybe know some stories about burial grounds underneath Krasny?
Hmm.
Some sort of religious thing, maybe some folklore.
Yeah.
Even I don't think Garvis has ever touched a history book, but
Maybe
Would
like
you
a society
mind?
check.
people
or
might
something like that?
talk. Sure.
Like a society. Yeah, because you're kind of judging like the people.
Oh,
that
nice.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Wow.
I just read verbatim from the
Yeah.
lore.
Let me go
She
ahead.
knows the story firsthand.
Yeah. Go ahead and.
Wait, I have a book.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It would be.
Absolutely.
But Abbas is like a bard, right?
Yeah.
Of sorts. So I mean,
Yeah.
it would make sense to have a song about the story. I think.
Yeah, folklore, religious songs, tales. She's a storyteller more than a bard.
Okay.
Bard is a storyteller.
You fix now. So yeah. Trying to recall as best as you can. Burial deep within the the caves, the mountain itself. In modern times in Krasny, the rich, the elite, the wealthy are not built anywhere, to be buried within the mountain. It's kind of like a mark of shame, right? That's something that does not happen anymore. But there are stories of the previous people here, right? Let's see. I don't want to overstep here. So let me think how to phrase it really quick. So I did not have a stroke. Jesus. No, I'm trying to juggle how much I want to give away because too much and it's not fun. Okay. Yeah, there's a few things you can draw from. So and this is not something that is extremely common amongst these civilians or the people of Krasny. Only those who have been around the elite long enough to kind of draw on this information. These burial grounds are referred to as the Shiramese crypts. Deep in the mines, right? Shout out to Nick.
Yeah.
You found these strange kind of passageways. Have been found over time. The current state is that these are Shiram, right? Shiramese, I guess, in a way, in origin. The story that you know is one of an old prince within the elite of Kras, Dewata, who was an experienced military leader with many victories in the Karth Desert, right? Kind of like the ruling, soon to be, almost in a sense like this, the new great leader, right? To lead Krasny into a new era. A place like this, the story that is that Dewata was summoned down into one of these crypts, and in one of these caverns he had found a massive stone door, huge, much more, much larger than a normal human, right? By several fold. Sorry. The door frame had a number of magical torches set to it, emitting a faint but pure white light. Dewata made his way in, leaving everybody behind. It was just him, right? Looking to essentially kind of, the story goes as he was trying to claim a treasure, right? Something that solidified him as the true leader of Krasny, right? Even though that's what he would have been upon his father's death, but looking to kind of seize that position earlier in life. Story goes that after some time, they reappeared with a weak look to them, and made exit of the Krasny mines all the way, right? Climbed out of the mines, climbed to the various walkways to the top of the city, only muttering a single word, seal, to close the door for them. And Dewata, who was this massive, military leader, this force of charisma, I guess you could say, just walked to the top of the city, the very peak at its time, stood on the edge, and took a final step, plummeting to his death. And that is what you know about these burial places. And as you are recalling this information from the center, it's almost like a pool. There's it kind of goes down and in, almost like a pool, I guess. There's a low layer of water somehow left within, and as you all stand here, a soft, pure white light starts to emanate from the center of this. I guess you call it like a stone jacuzzi or something. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like what it looks like. So.
Oh, look how magnificent it looks. Her eyes would be like pretty large, staring right at it.
He's gonna back the fuck up.
I was just relaying the story out loud, mind you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Share with the group. I'll spare everyone the
the
retelling of it.
Absolutely. Okay.
So Shirami is like Sharam?
Yeah. Are you familiar?
I hear you back there.
No, but I mean that was the name uttered in the prophecy.
Oh, and
return.
Lucky Dress, if you don't mind me asking, well, I have a question for the rest. Which color flames was he on?
I think it was it regular? The regular flames?
You want regular fire. Oh, isn't that reassuring?
Oh,
I mean, I kind of came out of the trance and I was smoking a bit. I don't really recall personally.
Oh yeah, what color fire would have emitted from Lucky is he recalled this. I don't think it it all happened so fast. Esther, Obadiah, and Keel, feel free to roll a we're saying like perception, but it's more like a memory, seeing if you can kind of recall what you saw that but that kind of final moment.
Whether they
Lucky
can
was
recall knowledge, if you would.
yeah, almost like recall. Yeah. You're just looking to see if you.
Ducan's was just regular, right?
Yeah, the cons was regular flame. $17 for Keel. Esther was blinded momentarily.
Esther's specifically cutting out memories that
Yeah.
to remember.
Everybody's having memory issues.
Yeah, I'll say Keel. Yeah, with the 17. I mean, you're trying to remember like what color of light was it? Your gut instinct, whether this is true or not, there are a lot of things lining up in your mind right now, and for whatever reason, you feel like in the final moments, prior to, or in the final moments of the prophetic reveal from Lucky, that he might have been awash in pure white light.
Actually, that was similar to Ducan's too, wasn't it? Sense. Anyway.
So, yeah, as you recall,
Light is not dissimilar to prophecy. I suggest we move out of the way unless Obadiah wants to test his memory here. We found our answers. Enough of them to satisfy Darius, I hope. Leave.
You seem concerned.
You're so mad at that. I am. Yes.
Perhaps you care to share the reason for it.
Did. Same light as was at the experience at the table with these three.
Yeah, but that didn't harm me.
Complained of your clothes being singed. Can't complain and then say you're fine. One or the other.
as you're speaking, you hear like a doom, doom, doom. 3 kind of rapid sound that kind of echoes out from this room. For those inside, I'm gonna say since you're the closest, based on where your token is, Lucky, you feel like something inside this sarcophagus just pounded on the interior of the lid. That doom, doom, doom comes from something smacking against the stone.
I just start moving towards Keel.
I'll say that for the others, you hear the sound, but only Lucky was able to kind of spot or clock the location. That's all. Look around, but hearing the echo, kind of boom, boom.
Guide us back, Obadiah.
What? I didn't hear that.
Keel said, guide us back, Obadiah.
Yeah.
That
Might be
coffin in the
some
corner
tools.
is banging, by the way. I don't know if that informs anyone else's decision.
Yeah. Obadiah, make me a will save.
Okay.
As Lucky is kind of moving out of this room, Keel's already kind of still standing at the top of the stairs, kind of looking down into this room. The three that are left within, kind of, 25, very nice. The three that are kind of left within, momentarily, there's this sense of, kind of rapid, like, let's get the fuck out of here, coming from Lucky and Keel, but not necessarily from the others. And Obadiah, you're kind of torn for this moment, like, let's get out of here. Like, oh, maybe there's more answers here, right? You kind of haven't really gotten a good clue on what happened to you specifically. You're in the best place that you're ever gonna be to find out. But in any case, with the 25, damn. Hey, damn for me, but good for you. You feel this intense pull, but you're able to resist it entirely from the white light. It's at start it was a bit kind of pale, but now it kind of grows. And I'll say, actually, let's put a light here. Kind of give it a bit of color. Right. And so initially, it's kind of like this, and now it kind of has let's go, right, like this wave coming from it, emanating out, and it's growing stronger. The space of which that light fills is growing, as well. Right? It's not just small, and the intensity to it is kind of growing as well. Right? The light is getting a bit brighter and a bit brighter, a bit brighter. You feel this intense draw to just make your way and jump right in, but you're able to resist that. You know that this is having an effect on your mind.
Obadiah, guide us out.
Yeah, it's time to leave.
Okay, so you turn and leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm still very curious, but not at the cost.
Yeah.
The potential cost that may have to be paid.
Fair enough. Esther and Avis. Again, boom, boom, boom. Except this time, it's not from this one. It's from this one. Avis, you immediately clock it. You hear it from the opposite corner. And you, even from where you stand, you look across the room and you can see the stone lid of this sarcophagus just move ever slightly. It doesn't come off, but the force of whatever is within is doing enough to kind of make it slightly jump and move without immediately kind of releasing over the top.
After you, Esther.
Oh, I appreciate that greatly. It's
I'll cover you
not
back.
good, no.
Okay.
Not good at all.
You
I owe you one for earlier.
Squeeze between these two.
Okay. All right. So we'll go ahead and I'll bring everybody in just to kind of make it a bit easier. So as a party, you look to escape, right? Start to make your way out. Behind you, you can even see that intensity of that has grown even larger, and the radius of it is just growing, more and more and more. It's just filling the room as you look to kind of escape and make your way out of here. I'm gonna say because you got a 25 on that, it's enough that you feel like a second attempt at overtaking your mind, right? Like kind of grabbing at you, pulling you, trying to pull you back within. But you're able to keep it away, keep it from stopping you, and you're able to take lead and push the party forward. Just escape. When you get to about this point, the ruins that you're within start to rumble again, the same way it did when Lockie had kind of made mention of it, right? How this has been standing for however long it's been standing, right? Like, you know, what's the chances that it comes down now? Well,
All that banging.
at the very least, I need all 5 of you to make reflex saves.
Yeah.
The earth beneath your feet shifts, you know, kind of throwing you forward and then wrenching you back.
I don't know if I'm silly. Oh, I am. Never mind.
I'm gonna hero point that one, I think.
Do I put my armor on there?
If it has any negatives, I think it would automatically account for it.
I get a +3 to reflex saves.
Oh, okay, and yeah,
Cool.
it ideally it would be automatic, but if it's not, then we'll find out. Yeah,
I
will
just
work
needed
plus
to turn it on.
perfect.
That's better.
The hero point. All right, so the lowest here is Esther with the 12. Esther, would you like to hero point that saving throw?
Okay.
We would have had 3 at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's session 3.
Except for me. I'd have 2.
Oh yeah, he used it all.
Okay, yeah. So you almost feel yourself thrown to the ground. The sudden jerking kind of sensation forward almost throws you off your feet. Who's nearest you would have been either Lockie or Keel. Either one of you can quickly kind of reach out and grab a hold of Esther, stopping Esther from essentially face planting right into hard stone.
I'll do it.
Yeah, so you reach out, stopping. And the rest of you are able to successfully keep your balance, although Obadiah, like for a brief moment, you feel like, you know, you're like almost like cartoonishly about to fall, and you kind of like run forward almost. And it takes you like all the way to the opposite side of the wall, and you kind of slam into its shoulder first, with like a loud kind of bang as your armor kind of bounces off of it. You're able to keep your balance, but only just. So the party will continue forward. The room, place that you're in around you is at this point kind of visibly churning. You can hear the popping sounds of stone as it starts to, as it kind of splits around you. And as you get to this point, a large amount of sand starts to fall between the cracks above you, around you, almost like it's filling up this entire tomb, I guess you'd call it. And yeah, as you get to this point, it's heavy enough that it's starting to actually like stop your ability to breathe, right? Like it's the sand hangs in the air, that looks like dust kind of coats as you try to take a breath and get a mouthful of the sand.
Yeah,
Even
he would definitely have his scarf around, but it's
Yeah,
probably
you-
not super helpful.
yeah, even with the scarf, like it does just a bit, but not enough. You still have a mouthful of sand. You can feel it coating your tongue and your throat. But you're not necessarily suffocating from it, but it's absolutely taking a toll on your ability to breathe. So as you kind of escape through the way in, and we'll say just make your way back like towards the entranceway that brought you here in the first place. I'm gonna say you get a good 20 feet away from that final chamber where the opening into the tomb was left behind. And you can hear at that point, and you can see the room fill up with sand, as to the best of your estimation, this tomb and whatever was left behind has been completely filled within. And as you kind of coughing, covered in sand, like you just came out of the desert itself, as you kind of trying to brush yourselves off, trying to clear your eyes, you see standing there. Within the mines itself, taking a look at you. The did we go with? it's another reference, but I'm trying to make sure if we changed it or not. Sorry. I'm gonna use whatever I'm gonna use what the original was, and then we'll just if we change it, I'll retcon. You see a number of masked people standing there, with these bronze, kind of like half visage of a man, a figure kind of crying, all standing there, armored in kind of bronze scale mail, and it looks like they have swords drawn, and they're standing here looking at the five of you as you approach out. Not a single one of them speaks in your direction. They all just pull their weapons, facing you down. And I think that's a good place to pause. We'll pick up here next time as you face down the sad men of Krasny. Although I think we had another name for it.
That's their like colloquial name.
I would like to hold on to Keel's like jacket, just grab the jacket very tightly as this happens.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I just want to make sure if we change that or not. Yeah, the tears, right? The Despot's tears, Despot sad man. I don't know if but colloquially it's like sad man, right? These, what you would know, I guess the people who would know, Avis, Keel at this point, Lucky, and yeah, I guess everybody except for Esther, unfortunately, would know that these figures are the masked personal guard of the current High Ruler of Krasny. So, all right. Thank you all for playing. I'm gonna go ahead and sign out on the stream and everything. So just give me a few moments, and I'll be right back. But yeah, thank you all. Okay. Thank you all for watching and hanging out. A bit sick on my end, so unfortunately, I would have liked to have pushed through a bit more, but I'm just, I'm really feeling it. I was feeling perfectly fine this morning, but it fucking weighed in on me somehow, some way. But in any case, thank you all for hanging out and watching. We'll be back on Monday with the continuation of our Monday campaign, Bitter Grudges. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Appreciate you hanging out. We're finally back into the groove, so we'll be doing our normal streams Wednesday, Friday, the Loregasm. We'll be popping back off. There was a few things in motion prior to the long break that I had to take, but we'll be getting that back in order and kind of revitalizing, getting the community kind of going again. So thank you all for hanging out. Hope you have a good day or good evening, depending on where you are in the world, and we'll see you next time. If not, we'll see you when we see you. So, peace. Later.